Today on the channel, from Mcfarlane Toys, we've got Gunslinger Spawn. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mcfarlane Toys Spawn unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn. But remember, for all your Mcfarlane toy needs, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. So yes, Gunslinger Spawn is here today. I had no plans to buy this one. I picked up Violator, I picked up Clown. We reviewed those on the channel. Go back and check those out if you happen to miss those. But Gunslinger Spawn was one I said, I don't have a remembrance. I don't have a fondness of this character, and I don't remember this character at all. I have a deep knowledge, I guess, back in the day of reading the Spawn comic books, and especially the Spawn action figures and sublines of Mcfarlane Toys way back in the 90s. I was all in. I was buying a lot of those lines. I don't remember a Gunslinger Spawn from back then. Maybe I missed it, but I don't remember that. And I don't remember him from the comic books either. There's been a lot of different Spawns over the years. You got medieval Spawn and so forth. I just don't remember this one. So this is my first time around the sun with Gunslinger Spawn, but I saw it in person. Like I said, I was going to pass on it, but I couldn't resist it when I saw it. You guys know how that goes. That's the mind of a toy collector. You see something that just steals your heart and never lets go, like a young Rio, and you just end up picking up Spawn, and that's exactly where we're at today. So I figured, hey, let's take a look at it. Let's talk about it. Let's see what we're getting ourselves into here with this Spawn, and we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We'll see where it goes from there. And we'll compare him to the Mcfarlane Toys Mortal Kombat Spawn. Like I've said before on the channel, that is my Spawn as of right now. And then we've got Clown as well. So we can compare them all together. So there it is. I do love this packaging. If you guys remember the 90s packaging of Spawn, there was all kinds of different artwork and different splashes of color. It was very 90s. It really was. This is more minimalist take on the packaging. A light yellowish white color that really does stand out, though. It's funny, it does stand out, but it's not as right in your face as old packaging of the past. So I do like this packaging a whole lot. You got Spawn here, you got Gunslinger Spawn. From the record-breaking comic book, I'm not sure exactly what that is. I know Spawn 1 was a massive comic book. I don't know. I don't know what's record-breaking here. I guess I'm not in tune with the modern-day comic books. Maybe there was a Gunslinger Spawn comic book that broke a bunch of records. I am not sure. I'm more of a toy guy than a comic guy at this point, as you guys are fully aware. So there's that. The front of the package, big window box, of course. You got weapons here. He's got his big long gun. He's got two pistols, of course. I think those are going to be his main guns for me. He's got a holster, all that kind of stuff. And he's got a beautiful top hat. He looks like a young Slash, like he's getting ready to play Guns N' Roses, I think. But nice green background from that necroplasm that Spawn has, kind of throwback to all that fun stuff there. So we do like that. I do see, though, that my big long gun, my rifle, the barrel is kind of bent, so I'm going to have to kind of bend that back in shape. It's got a weird bend to it, so that's not good. Big window box on the top. Warnings on the bottom. Old Desperado Spawn walking through the desert right there in an old town. Very cool. And then I love the glamour shot of the toy down here below. I think that is really solid as well. And then, of course, the back packaging here. Look at that. Very cool glamour shot of the figure. Very minimalist, once again. 22 points articulation, 14 and up. Not a toy, as they say. Now, the back of the packaging, you guys know where I'm going with this one. I would have loved to seen a little box here and put Clown, put Violator, put Redeemer Spawn, put Raven Spawn. Let's see who else is in that line. Who else should I be looking for? Here, it doesn't tell you anything. So that's just one thing. This is very Diamond Marvel Select S. They do that a lot on the back of packagings. They don't promote stuff that's coming. A little bit disappointing. I just think as a retailer, or I guess I should say as a company, you should be always promoting your wares, always be promoting, always be cross-selling. That's my business hat, I guess, once again, sliding off into the videos here. But that's my opinion, but I'm sure Todd knows more. Something tells me Todd has more money in his bank account than I do. I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing. I gotta imagine. He's not doing a lot of toy reviews on the... Can I get this out? Online. Well, you guys have seen the stand before. We don't need to show the stand. I'll fish that out later. See you later. Get out of here. All right, and we're locked in many, many a spots here. Many, many a spots. So there he is, the old plastic prison. Gunslinger Spawn, looking only like he can look. I like it, though. I do like the looks of him. like I said, I was planning on passing on this figure, and then you see it in person and you say, oh my gosh, this is better than I thought it was going to be. What am I doing with my life? You just sit there with the devil and the angel on your shoulders. We've all been there for not just action figure purposes, probably some other stuff. Maybe you're looking at canned soup. You're going to have a nice soup for dinner, and you're sitting there looking at all the tomato and broccoli cheese, and you're like, you know, what do I want? Well, my wife likes broccoli cheese, but I'm a tomato grilled cheese guy. I mean, you know how it goes. Sit there with that angel and the devil just working all the time. And that's how Kyle was in the aisle looking at the Spawn figure. I don't really need this Spawn. Am I going to go down a Spawn collection? Where am I going to put it in my collection? You guys know all the questions you ask yourself. That's exactly what I did. And anyways, you guys see who won. The angel won or the devil won, I guess, depending how you look at it. But I did come away with this Gunslinger Spawn. And get him out here. Oh, we got him. There it is. We got twist ties everywhere. We got the big up high. See you later. Oh my gosh. Taking everything out with it on its way down. Oh, we got some tape here. Let me put that here. Let me clean all these twist ties. I hate twist ties, but I respect the twist tie. You got to respect the twist tie. It keeps your figures nice and complete in the package. Very good. Look at this bend on this gun. Look at that barrel. What's up with that? How does that happen? Nice thing is it's easy plastic to bend. You just got to kind of work at it, though. It's going to want to come back. So I'm going to take a little work here. But I do love the weapon here. It's great. It has the wood, which really brings it back to Gunslinger. When you think Gunslinger, you think the olden times. You think country western. You think those dust bales going through. And this is what I think of when I think of an old school rifle. You got the wood that really goes against the cool coloring of the silver gun barrel in the gun and all that. By no means am I a gun expert. I don't know if this is an actual type of rifle or just, you know, designed off a rifle. But really cool. It's got the skull right here and the rib cage and kind of fire going up. So some awesome, awesome detail on this gun right here. I like that. I like the attention to detail because they could have just made this black. They could have just made this all silver. And they didn't do that. So that is very cool. And then you got the big holster here that Spawn carries. And you just slide that gun right in there. How cool is that? Slide it right in. So I love to be able to store my weapons on my figures. And there's nothing worse than not being able to store your weapons and stuff like that on your figures and having to have it baggies and then getting them lost or mixed in with other stuff. I go back to my wrestling figures with all the extra hands we get now. If I could have done it all over again, I would have had a little baggie for every single series, put all the hands in that baggie. Instead, I have just big drawers full of hands. That's going to be a nightmare if I ever want to try to sell a figure or something and fish out, okay, what hands and match the coloring and all that. Ooh, pro tip that I didn't take advantage of back in the day. Then we get these pistols here, and same thing. We get the brown handles on the pistols. I love that a lot. And then I love kind of the screaming face in the handle there on both of them. Obviously the same gun here, but very cool. Very cool attention to detail that you could have looked past. I don't know if anybody would have really said a whole lot about. Uh-oh, as I drop a weapon. Let me pick that up. But very cool. Both these weapons, slam dunk. Now we get to the figure, though. How's the figure? That's the million-dollar question. Ages 14 and up, as you know. Straighten him out here a little bit. I like it, guys. He's got two holsters on his side, just like a gunslinger should have. He puts his guns right down there on the side. We'll put one down there right now. See how the fit is? And the fit is perfect. Goes right through. Very, very solid right there, guys. He does, let's see here. We got double jointed elbows on him. You got hands. Yep, you got wrists that move around side to side. I'm sure the head moves. Yep, the head does move. You've got a diaphragm, but not a lot of movement out of that diaphragm. And then you do have a little bit at the bottom waist. Yeah, you got a little bit of waist. He is hindered in some of the movement in the waist and chest area because of his rubber coat that goes over him. That is not a removable coat. Then you got ankles here. Let's see. Yep, you got the ball joint on the ankles. You got the toe articulation. Gotta love toe articulation. You got double jointed knees. What do we got here? We don't have a thigh swivel, do we? Nope, no thigh swivel. And then we got the hips there that move out so you can move the legs. So he's got decent articulation. Pretty awesome, actually. He does have a lot of molded in accessories. He's got the old Bandito belt. It goes back to Ace of Spades, Motorhead album. Whenever I think of these Bandito belts, that's what I think of. I'm sure a lot of you guys do too. Motorhead. It's all about Motorhead at the end of the day. But good coloring. It looks like Spawn, but it's different. And that's always the beauty of the Spawns over the years. You'd get medieval Spawn. You'd get like cosmic Spawn. You'd get all the different Spawns. Gunslinger Spawn, you know, all that stuff. You look at it at the core, you know it's Spawn. And that's what I like. It's the Gunslinger Spawn, but at the core, you say, oh, that's Spawn. What's going on here? Oh, he's a cowboy or something. Cowboy Spawn. But that is the cool thing. It ties in with the new Gunslinger motif, but it ties it back into the traditional Spawn. So I like that a whole lot. He's got a little, oh, we got bicep swivel. I missed that one. And he's got a little choker chain kind of thing around his arms there. He's got spikes on one side, skulls on the other. He's got a very medieval Spawn-esque armor on his forearm here. Very pointy. I guess that's what gives it the 14 and up, because it's a little sharp. It could hurt you if you're not careful. Little pins going on there. He does have that same skulls around his head on his cowboy hat. So there's a lot to like about this figure. I actually like it. He does seem a little tall, if that makes sense. He seems just a hair tall, but a lot of that is the cowboy hat. He's got a big bucket hat. It almost reminds me of the man in the yellow hat from Curious George. You guys know Curious George. He's a curious little monkey. You've maybe seen him in your travels somewhere. That's kind of reminds me. You paint this thing yellow, and all of a sudden you've got the man in the big yellow hat. But a solid figure. I like this one. I like it more than I thought. As we saw these Spawn figures announced, obviously Violator stole my heart. Still has not let go to this day. Clown, very similar circumstances. Raven, Redeemer Spawn, and Gunslinger, I said, we'll see what happens. But seeing this in person, now having this here at the table, ooh, I like it. I like it. I very well may be all in this Mcfarlane line. I've heard rumors of Overkill, another Spawn villain coming. He's going to be deluxe like Violator. Man, oh man, where am I going to put this collection? That's what I got to figure out. So we'll see what happens there. For a little size comparison, here's the Clown that we got that we unboxed on the channel last week. I think that sizing's pretty good. I think that's pretty much it. You got to just take a little top off from that hat. No pun intended with the top hat there. But then my favorite Spawn, like I said, I never bought that Kickstarter Spawn. I like this Spawn. I like the Mortal Kombat Spawn. So he's definitely about the same height here if you straighten him out. It's pretty close. This one's a hair taller, but it is a different generation of Spawn. It's the Gunslinger Spawn, so, you know, you can smoke and mirrors and call it a little bit different. I think that's fair enough. But a strong lineup here. This Gunslinger Spawn, like I've said, stronger than anticipated. We love that. I love this figure. It's going to display great, especially with the different guns on it and stuff. Just a very cool figure. For 25 bucks, you really do feel like you get your value here. Very good figure. Look for this at your Targets, if you're looking at them for Targets. Back in the NECA set. That seems to be where they're being placed by the Funko Pops, all that kind of stuff back in the electronics. So if you're looking at the traditional toy aisle, you're probably not going to come across Clown or this Spawn. So be on the lookout. Same with Mortal Kombat Spawn. Those figures are all back there as well. So make sure you're looking in the right spot of your Target stores when you do take your Target visit. So there it is. Gunslinger Spawn. What say you? All in, all out, dabbling? Any thoughts on this Spawn for you? Do you remember Gunslinger Spawn from the comic books? I do not, of course, but if you do, feel free to put something in the comments. And make sure you like this video. You made it that far. Subscribe to the channel. We're dangerously close to 10,000 subscribers. We're getting closer every single day, and I need your help. Yes, your help. And we're going to have so many more Spawn unboxings, along with all the wrestling unboxing, Marvel Legends, Star Wars, you name it. There's a lot going on the channel, so make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell. While you're at it, follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram. Of course, Pro Wrestling Tees, search Kyle Peterson. And there it is. Whoa, as I knock over the old Gunslinger Spawn. But for Gunslinger Spawn, Mortal Kombat Spawn, and my boy the Clown, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.